Hello guys, welcome back. In this video we'll quickly look at lists and how to manipulate lists in Python. I'm still using the Python shell. I'm running Python 3.7 and to create a list you would just create a variable name and add a list in a set of brackets. So this is a list of squares and it's got the squares from 0 to 5. So if I do squares, then just print that string. Like we did with strings, I could just do squares, if I can spell it, squares of 0, will print the first one, and I could do :3 and it prints the first 3, and I could do just :3 and it prints the first 3. I could remove this and it prints everything, and I could add 2 and it prints the first 2, and I could add -1 and it prints nothing, because from -1, which is the last one, which is 25, there's no numbers going from 25 to 4, so there are numbers going from 4 to 25. So if I do -4, right, so from -1, which is here, so there's no numbers going backwards, so I should do this in the reverse, -4 to -1, and yes, that will work. So you need to, the list always goes in this direction, it cannot go in the reverse. Now let's say I want to add some more numbers. I would like to add these numbers to my squares variable. To do that I have to do squares and plus to concatenate, and if I do squares, surprise, so we haven't modified, we haven't appended to the list. That's why squares variable still has only these values. Square plus these numbers will display all of the 10 values. By using plus, you're not modifying the existing list, you're just displaying additional numbers with the existing list. So if you wanna do this, see that it's just got these 5 numbers. So if you really want to change the content, I might have to do squares dot append and type 36, and now if I do squares, see, you've got an extra value. Now lists are mutable objects, so you can change the actual content within the list by using the append function. You can even delete things from the list, but we'll look at that a little later. So this is a very basic overview of what you can do with lists. Let me show you how to modify as well. Let's say I want to modify this number 1 over here. So all I have to do is squares of 0, make sure that prints 1. I just want to say equals 2, right? And then when I do squares, it'll print 2. So it's changed the value here from 1 to 2. So if you want to delete, so you could do squares, let's say I want to delete a few elements, 2:3, so that's 2 elements. I just have to say blank list, and now 4 and 9 should be gone. Okay, so just the 3 is inclusive, so 4 is still here. So to remove both 4 and 9, I should have done 1, because 1 is not inclusive. So if I do this now, we'll lose 4 and 16, so it should have 2, 25, 36. So if I do that, 2, 25, 36. This is very powerful when you want to modify a list of objects. So if I want to delete everything, let's say I went nuts and I want to delete everything, you could do this, and now squares is got nothing. It's an empty list. This is probably a good point to stop. We could look at lists in more detail in later lessons. Thank you very much guys. Like and subscribe. If you want more videos, please comment, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have. I'll see you in the next one.